it's the keyboard shortcut that I have typing the numbers. So when I kept typing in the search, when I kept typing 2015, the 5 would jump it over there.
There
That's
you go.
what's going on. That's what's going on.
Do you have, what kind of keyboard do you have there? Do you have the numpad?
Yeah, I have the numpad.
Is it the numpad that...
It's the numbing pad that I use for the shortcuts for camera view change.
So if you were to type with the top ones...
it won't switch it.
It won't... Okay.
Okay.
All right,
So note to self, do not use that from now on to type numbers when we're streaming.
Yeah.
I thought it was all smart because the way XSplit has its laid out, their scenes laid out, it looks like a numpad. Right? So I was I matched it with the numpad. I thought I was all being smart.
Smart.
And apparently I was not being smart at all.
Well, that's the first time that's happened, as far as I know.
I guess that's true, too.
So, hey, in the future, just use that top row.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Anyway. Sounds good. Coming up, welcome back to UltraChenTV, where everything is professional and we have no mistakes, no snarfs. We're going to be talking about some upcoming events.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
The first one is going to be ECT.
That is coming up this weekend. The East Coast Throwdown run by L.I. Joe and One Frame Link. So they've been doing this for a few years now. This is going to be a pretty exciting event.
Mm-hmm.
It is going to be streamed on apparently Team Spooky. And I think Arturo's going to be running the stream. I actually don't think it's actually Vic who's going to be doing this. I think it's going to be Arturo streaming on Team Spooky.
Okay.
And then also some of the other channels will have Deadly Bison. I don't know what the exact URL for his Twitch channel is.
Right.
The ECT schedule page is graphic is not.
It's impossible. It's impossible, folks.
Yeah.
Like
we're gonna have a talk with.
Go to ecthrowdown.com is the site. You can check it out with the schedule that they have up there, and one of the drop down links at the right, top right, and you can check out what the schedule is. But those are the easy steps.
Yeah.
The final step of understanding that schedule is
we're gonna have a talk
tougher.
We're gonna have a talk with Joe and Nick about that one.
Oh, man.
And be like, guys. Guys. Okay. Anyways. So yeah, that's going to be taking place this weekend. Lots of people traveling to that one. That one's going to be a lot of fun. I saw, I think Tyrant is even going to go out there. So that I'm excited about. I want to see Hitbox Tyrant go out there and fight against that Yomi crew.
Yes.
I want to see how he does against the Yomi crew.
Yes.
I think that's going to be super cool because, you know, it's always that case. You can have that one guy who blows everybody up and maybe everybody else just sucks.
That's right. You never know.
You never know. You got this gaming house with all these people playing, and then they're going to play against Tyrant, and then they're going to blow them up. You never know.
Never know.
So definitely excited for that. Again, Mortal Kombat is the final game on Sunday, so it'll be really, really cool to see all those things going. So
cool. And I imagine that all the top players in all the other games in the whole Northeast should be there. So it should be a good couple of days.
I mean, ECT basically is the main Northeast event right now that's is there for all of the New England states. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's not fair to say because Big E also has all of his tournaments 3 times a year, so that those definitely
A little farther south.
Yeah, that's true. So okay.
Anyway, what else is going on?
DreamHack Summer is also this weekend. The Ultra Street Fighter 4 tournament is actually part of the Capcom Pro Tour. It is a ranking event, not a premier event.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's reserved for DreamHack Winter. But that will be on at DreamHack Summer. I could not find the stream channel, who's streaming that, so if you guys know, feel free to type it in the chat and we will echo it here on the show. But they're also having a Mortal Kombat X tournament as well.
Huh.
And that should be exciting because ESL had that exhibition with Justin and all those guys. I guess that happened this weekend too, didn't it?
Oh, man. Yeah.
We totally didn't talk about that.
I don't know how I didn't think about that.
Yeah, because I remember
Let's talk about that after this.
I remember all you're talking about how Europe is just basically even better than US and MK, right?
I don't know. We'll see. So I'm happy to hear that there's going to be an MKX tournament there.
Yeah.
Sick.
Mm-hmm. So there you go. So DreamHack, there's going to be those couple of events at DreamHack Summer. Ultra Street Fighter 4, which will be part of Capcom Pro Tour, and then also Mortal Kombat Cup as well. So that should be really cool.
So last Wednesday, I think it was the mid-season of the ESL MKX season. Not the best phrasing.
No
but
worries.
on top of that, they invited 4 fan-voted players.
Yes.
And those players were Justin Wong, Perfect Legend, Nivek from Greece, and Foxy Grandpa from the UK.
Oh dang, nice. Okay.
Yeah, those are the fan voted, and there were lots of options. Like Tyrant was an option, like a lot of people, but those are the ones that people pick. So basically, Europe just ran away with it. Like,
really?
Yeah, they like Nivek and Foxy Grandpa were honestly a different level.
Wow.
And I'm not saying that if it were like, in fact, I believe Foxy Grandpa was at the Commonwealth and he didn't get top 8.
Really? Oh,
so it's not like he would run away with it against like anybody in the U.S. necessarily, but like that night,
it was all him.
It was Foxy Grandpa and Nivek. Nivek was legit, dude. He was doing stuff with Raiden that I'd never seen anybody else do.
Who? Oh, so who do they use again?
So Nivek was Raiden and Foxy Grandpa was Kung Lao.
Okay. Kung Lao, huh? Nice.
Kung Lao.
Which one did he use? Was he using Tempest at this point in time?
I believe he used Buzzsaw.
Buzzsaw, okay. Because I know Tempest is a lot better now. I mean, we saw Tempest, Kung Lao making top 8 at the Commonwealth, so.
But Perfect Legend played Tempest Kung Lao, and that didn't work out.
Oh, really?
And
Okay.
It was weird because it was Perfect Legend, Lao, Foxy Grandpa, Lao, and it was Nivek, Thunder God Raiden, Justin Wong, Thunder God Raiden, so it was like not the best character variety.
Right. Okay.
But dude, definitely, I was very impressed. I mean, look, before MKX came out, I never knew how good the European scene was in NRS games. Just because they had so few times had those players come over, or had our players gone over there.
And the games never got big enough that warranted people traveling back
Right.
and forth, and we didn't get to have the exhibitions that we get to see these people.
Exactly. There were only a couple of situations where people came to EVO and they did fine, but they didn't obviously get top 8 or anything.
Right.
So anyway, I didn't know, but watching like Ketchup and Mustard, and now watching Foxy Grandpa and Nivek, a lot more respect. A lot more respect. I'm really impressed. So,
Good stuff. Okay. Cool.
Shout outs.
Yeah, man, so many events, dude. That was like 5. That's the most events I think we've ever had to cover on a Tuesday show. 5 events.
I think you're right.
So yeah.
Okay. Well, let's talk about another very, very big event.
Yeah, kind of big. It's Evolution 2015. Yeah. Dude, right around the corner. Dude,
it's next month.
Dude, I don't know where time goes.
Every year we say this, and every year I agree.
Yeah. But the news that's been coming out of there has been ridiculous so far, right? So let's just get to the big ones first of all, right? So Persona and Guilty Gear Xrd, 2 of the main games that are going to be at EVO. Arxis and Axis.
Yeah, always confusing. An issue. Yep.
They are both putting in, obviously for each game, both of them are contributing different amounts, but both Persona and Guilty Gear Xrd are getting 10K pot bonuses at Evolution 2015. So $10,000. I mean, that's how much they gave out for BlazBlue last year, right? Is it around 10K? Or
I think it was 20, 25, maybe 30. It was one of those.
Well, they've got 10K for both of these games here. But not to be outdone. Warner Brothers is giving a 50K pot bonus to Mortal Kombat X.
That's a lot.
50K pot bonus.
That's so much money.
That is a lot of money. That is, in fact, Wizard tweeted out that with all of the pot bonuses and the amount of people who have entered all the games, that EVO is giving out more than $250,000 this weekend. That weekend.
Wow.
$250,000 plus will be given out that weekend between all the games.
Is that money that's in the pot already, or is that?
Yeah, that's all pot money. That's literally
like including entrances.
Yeah, including the entrances. Yes, they will be giving out over $250,000. Look, I'm not even gonna lie. If you told me that was possible, like 2 years ago, 5 years ago, I would.
5 years ago.
5 years ago, I would have just been like, "What future are you talking about?" Right? But even 2 years ago, I would have been like, "What the hell? Like, no way."
Right.
Like to know that EVO was giving away that much is amazing. It's super exciting.
Because even just a few years ago, I remember when Shen won it, and he only won whatever
like
it was.
5,000 or 4,000.
It might even been more.
Yeah.
But in any case, whatever it was, people were talking about, he won so little money. And now it's just a completely different story.
Yeah.
I really hope that this means that it won't just be top 8 payout.
Yeah.
I really hope so, because it's time to stop doing that. Look, when you have 1,500 people in a tournament, top 8's not reasonable anymore. Even if you have 500, it's not reasonable anymore. That was from a time 15 years ago where it was a different story. So I'm anyway. I really hope it is.
So all the pop bonuses are. I mean, a lot of people in chat are saying it's not really Evo giving away the money. It's obviously all the companies putting in the pop bonuses, all the entrants. Look,
Evo itself is not right.
Evo's not. But the thing about it is, Evo's the only tournament that Warner Brothers will give 50K to. That these companies will give 10K to, and to be able to get that many entrants, almost 2,000 plus entrants for Street Fighter. 1,600 plus for both Smash games and stuff like that. Only Evo's going to amass that kind of thing, and the only way you do that is by building a tournament with the reputation that Evo has, right? So people saying, "Oh, Evo's not giving away that money." Evo is enabling that money to be given away. That is the important thing that has to be very, very much realized. So, but $250,000, dude.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, the bad news to go along with that is that means the 2 Smash games in Marvel are the only games that have no pop bonuses.
Yeah.
Come on, Nintendo. Get on the ball on this one, dude.
I mean, obviously, Capcom can't do it.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we guess anyway, right? But Nintendo could.
Nintendo could. And you don't want your game to be one of the... Like, look... Everyone's just like, Marvel is in this sad state. You just look at Marvel and you like pet it on the head a little bit. And you're like, sorry, Marvel, no pop bonuses. But Nintendo has no excuse. Like, you don't want Smash to be the only game at EVO not giving out pop bonuses like that.
I would think so.
Nintendo, I mean, even if they put 5,000 into each game would be nice.
I agree.
You know, so hopefully Nintendo definitely does something.
I will say this, just to nitpick unnecessarily. I really wish that companies would announce this earlier, because, look, let's be honest, Persona scene is not that big. But if you go back in time to when EVO was announced, and they were announced with plus $10,000,
right,
definitely more people would have stuck with it.
Yeah, this is true.
They would have. So anyways. I'm not going to nitpick too much because yay, $10,000. But
right. So I mean, the really it comes down to is they might be spending all that time like budgeting it, like can we put this much money in there? How much should we put in, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
You know what I mean? It probably takes a while for them to decide, but they really should do that much earlier in the year.
Agreed.
Like January is the time, or even just like right as soon as EVO announces what games are in there, that's when the talk should start. And then they should budget it right there. Because even if it was a month after the EVO announcement, people would have got back into Persona. How many people were like, well, coming back to Killer Instinct after they announced the prize pool at EVO, right? So there you go. So.
As far as, I saw some people in the chat talking about whether top 8 payout is reasonable for 1,000-person tournaments. I just don't think it is. That the number top 8 became important, I don't know, half a dozen years ago maybe, because it wasn't... Before that it was top 3, but...
It was because EVO started doing top 8s on Sundays, and everyone started emulating that, and then boom, top 8 became the important thing.
There you go.
Yeah.
Before that it was top 8, when we were getting like 100-person tournaments, right? I'm sorry, it was top 3.
Yeah.
So, okay, 3% of people get paid out, right? With 8 entrants... or with 8 people getting some money, that was sort of like a corresponding increase in the number of entrants. So we have to get 8 people paid out, right? Well, now we're at an order of magnitude bigger than before, right? Than when it was top 3. Yes. So you have to increase it again. Like it's silly to be, the top literally 1% of this tournament and not get anything. Like I'm not saying that you have to pay out the 16th person gets 10% of the pop.
Right.
It's impossible, obviously, but whatever. But give them their money back, you know what I mean? Like, make it a free weekend for them. At least something.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, especially for a game like Mortal Kombat, $50,000 pop bonus. Come on, spread the wealth. Spread the wealth on that one.
Look, I'm sorry, first place, if you get 1,000 fewer dollars, but you got $30,000, you got $29,000 rather than 30 if it's 60% of the first. So that doesn't matter. And for the Capcom Cup, right? $120,000 to first place, right? What if it was 110? Would anybody have ever noticed?
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Whoever wins
No.
that's gonna be like, you screwed me out of my $10,000 for playing a video game that 5 years ago I didn't think I could win more than $100 for an event.
Exactly right. Whereas, because of that, the person who gets 16th or even 32nd in Capcom Cup, hey, they go home and they had a little bit to show for it, and maybe that's encouraging to them, and maybe, they come back next, it's...
Yeah,
that's what I want to see.
Dude, some of the best weekends where you go to Vegas are the ones where you win just enough money to cover everything that you spent that weekend.
Right.
Like all your buffets and hotels and stuff like that. Dude, that's like the best weekend.
Free
Because you're
weekend,
just
dude.
like, dude, sick. You don't have to win a ton of money to be happy.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if you just get what you spent getting there, like you said, that's amazing. That's an amazing feeling.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
I think it's funny to see people saying things like, man, only top 8 matters. Because for such a long time, old school people were like, man, only top 3 matters. Like when top 8 started getting payouts, they were like, this is stupid.
Right.
Only top 3 matters.
It should only be 70-20-10. That was what the
Yes.
that was the ratio always was.
That was
70-20-10. That was it. 70% of the pot, 20% of the pot, 10% of the pot. All
So
the
it's
time.
just funny to see people not want to
Dude,
adapt.
I have said this. So I was on the Meterburn FGC podcast this last weekend, and I mentioned this. I cannot wait for Street Fighter V to come out to listen to all the Street Fighter 4 players bitch about Street Fighter V in the same way everyone bitched about Street Fighter 4. And then those guys had to defend Street Fighter 4. Dude, it's all gonna happen again.
Oh, yeah.
It's all
It'll happen.
the cycle is gonna.
Always
I
happens,
cannot
man.
wait. Like, can you imagine if they put the reversal window back down to 1 frame?
Right?
I mean, like, what? You have to, like, I saw someone literally say, like, when they went back and played ST, they're like, why is this game so scrubby making the reverse? Why is the reversal window so small? Like, this is so scrubby. Like, you're totally defending the attacker. And I was like, yep. Yep.
Yeah. It'll happen. It'll happen.
Okay.
Anyway, what else is going on?
More Street Fighter, more Evolution news. Super Turbo tournament put on by the ST Revival guys. I know Bob Painter hasn't been able to do as much work, but Eugene now is doing most of the legwork for that now. And he has just announced officially that they will be getting actual floor space. So they are a official sanctioned side tournament. You can start registering for Super Turbo at Evolution right now. Yeah, Super Turbo. Yeah.
Sick.
So. Also, Tekken 7, which is one of the games that's going to be there. Apparently, the only thing you can play it on is a DualShock 4. So, if you do not have a DualShock 4, you cannot play it. So, I don't even know if the Mad Catz sticks will work. I think maybe you have to have a PS4. Actually,
I mean, that...
let me see. Where do I have this?
I guess I would think it would be any native PS4 controller,
Right.
but I don't know. I don't know.
But yeah, so unfortunately, I'd have to go look. I'd have to go look at the rule thing again. Okay, I didn't open the tab here, unfortunately. So, but and then Evo just also announced that there's going to be a pre-party. I think that's going to be at GameWorks. I think that it was there last year. I think it was, or it might have been at Insert Coins or something like that.
Ooh, there was an Insert
Yeah,
Coin.
but I think there's just going to be a little pre-party that you can go there and hang out. There's going to be stations to play games and stuff like that. So
Cool.
check out Shoryuken.com. They have some information there. So if you're there a day early, you can go there, hang out, and play some games with people, and just have some fun. So
Sounds good.
okay. And the last thing I want to mention about events is the Capcom Pro Tour just recently announced a rule change. So they've actually changed one of the rules, and this was actually I actually think this is a great rule change. Someone asked one time, what if there's a tournament where top 4 all have already qualified for the event, so that the highest placed person who hasn't qualified is in 5th place, and there's always 2 5th places in a double elimination tournament. So do they fight it out? Do they duke it out? They do, like, after grand finals is over, do they have to play another match to see who qualified? So the rule change they came up with, which is I really like, is that if this happens, if all top 4 have qualified already, rather than giving the place to 5th place person sitting down there in 5th place, they're actually going to remove that premier event spot completely and open up a new ranking spot. So in other words, there's 15 events, I think, that are qualifying by premier events, it'll drop down to 14, and the people who qualify by points will go up by 1. So it'll go from 16 to 17. So that way it still rewards the players who are doing the best, who have the most points, and it's not like you just went to a tournament with 4 people who qualified and you were the 5th best person.
Right.
You know, so it makes sense. I think that's a really cool rule change.
I totally agree.
Yeah. So there you go.
I totally agree.
So.
I think that's an elegantly done rule, for sure.
Yeah. When I heard that solution, I was like, that's really, I mean, I didn't even think of it. Like, I was like, that's a really good idea. I really like that result. So.
For sure.
Okay, so that's all I have for upcoming events. Do you want to take a break, and we come back, we can talk a little about games, stuff upcoming about games, and
yes.
go into Tanya a little bit.
Let's talk about that later.
All right, cool.
After this break.
Be right back.